That's the figure, just under 60% voted, 59% no. I suspect that will rise towards 60, so the results have turned out pretty much very similar to what was predicted in all the opinion polls. And in terms of the statewide, it's a pretty consistent pattern across all the states. Higher no vote in Queensland and South Australia, 63.9 in South Australia, 67 in Queensland, 59.8 at the moment in WA, though the vote is not nearly as progressed. The no cases won the Northern Territory, though, at the moment. A lot of the remote polling places are now starting to move from the Indigenous communities, and they're voting pretty solidly yes. The ACT is a solid yes case jurisdiction at this stage. What we've seen is a result that, to me, reminds me very much of the Republic referendum in 1999. You're seeing a lot of high-status electorates which supported a change, whereas other electorates have voted no. So it's been a substantial... To me, it's a repeat of that. Others may look at the results and see it differently. But again, it's an attempt to achieve something rather which a lot of people didn't particularly feel connected to or wondered what it was all about. And it's led to the defeat of the referendum. And it was probably like most referendums, started high. And the more you got into the detail, the more the campaign started. The support for the referendum dropped off.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I understand this is the second referendum for you, probably, or many elections between them. Thank you for helping us guide us through with all the numbers throughout the night. We do appreciate it.
Let's go to David Spears.
Bridget, thank you. Just to illustrate on our big board here what Anthony was explaining there, you can see when it comes to winning either of the requirements for a double majority to win a referendum, well, the yes case failed. Over here you can see the states. Every state has voted no. The national result, that big circle in the middle, no. The only jurisdiction to vote yes was the ACT in the end. Even the Northern Territory, with the highest proportion of Indigenous Australians, has voted no. And as Anthony mentioned, that mirrors the Republic referendum when only the ACT voted yes. That's been the case with this Indigenous voice referendum as well. So an overwhelming rejection by Australians of this proposal. I want to show you this rough map of Australia, each dot representing one of the 151 federal electorates across the country. It gives you a geographic sense of where the no vote is. The no in orange, you can see a lot of regional Australia there. Those purple dots for yes are grouped around the metropolitan centres. Brisbane in Queensland, Sydney and the ACT. Melbourne had a stronger yes vote, but not enough. And then a little in dot down in Hobart and over in Perth as well. But largely there you can see a sea of orange for no right across the country. And the national vote at the moment, as we wrap up things tonight, is sitting at 59%, so nearing 60% the no vote. And the yes vote still hovering just above 40%. One interesting thing I want to show you, where is the strongest no vote tonight? Which seat, which federal electorate had the strongest no vote? It's Maranoa in Queensland, held by the Nationals leader, David Littleproud. The strongest yes vote tonight was in the seat of Melbourne, held by the Greens leader, Adam Bandt. So the strongest yes vote in the Greens leader's seat, the strongest no vote in the Nationals leader's seat. Just an interesting point there tonight. Look, just some final thoughts before I throw back to you. What we heard from the two leaders tonight, these were really important speeches. Both Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton spoke about respecting the outcome and coming together. But then as we heard some of the questions to the two leaders, it was pretty clear there was still a lot of finger pointing, a lot of blame going on between the two of them, and really not much sign of how they are going to cooperate together from what has been a difficult, divisive referendum process. Now, that's politics. There will be political fallout from all of this. But what does that mean for reconciliation, for any sort of recognition in the Constitution, and importantly for closing the gap? Tonight, that still remains very unclear.